A bad day, and it still was okay. But in 4K, you are expected to do really good, and that's the main difference, I guess. But
and does this kind of pushing also give you more strength? I mean, makes you better.
Yeah, because you will always try to win, of course. But in 4K, it's more serious, so to say, that you are thinking a lot more about losses, and not only gaming-wise, but also circumstances around it, like getting the right food or sleep or all those things and setting up.
But there just came some point where he got over it and he started winning and become this really valuable player of the team points-wise, because he was already a valuable player of the team right from the start. And I think he ended up playing about 13 months for us until he decided to call it quits, because that's what he said. He said, I'm going to do this for 1 year, just like me. But unlike me, he said, okay, I've done it for 1 year now, I'm going to quit. And I think that's a decision that many people didn't get. I think I got it, because Creo, more so than anyone I know, if he says he's going to do something, he will. He's extremely disciplined, extremely hardworking, and he knows exactly what he wants. And he wanted to do this, he's happy with what he's done, he's got this great memory now. He left in a way that probably no one else will ever leave the scene. Winning WCG, coming from a year winning BlizzCon, just doing extremely well, and then actually having the guts to call it quits. I would never do that. I think that he could have done a lot more also, but this is a choice that he makes, and in the end you have to support that. The reason that 4Kings perished in the end, I don't know all the details because I'm not the manager, but I think we had a great sponsorship from Intel with probably enough to provide for all the teams, but something was probably going on, and we were very patient and very, very loyal. If anyone ever asked me if they remember, if they tried to take me away from 4Kings, hire me for their own team, I always used to answer, never, I will never leave 4Kings. And it's kind of true, because I never did until it died. We were very loyal, and we kept that loyalty even when the paycheck would be a bit late. We didn't play for the salary. We just needed it to justify doing what we love. But over time, you don't get it for a few months, and you're like, okay, what's going on? And then usually it would be all right. But then at the end, it was never going to be all right again. And some people had a few months debt, and some people had many months debt. I myself had very many months not being paid, and there comes a point where you just say, okay, friendship with management, it stops here. I won't keep doing this for nothing, because this is kind of like betrayal, and very sad that this is happening. So we pretty much had no choice except to close the doors on the team. Well, I mean, we saw it coming, I guess. Fury didn't want to accept it. He couldn't believe it. I saw it coming for a few months, because we weren't getting paid anymore. At least I wasn't. We were getting very little to no communication with the management. We were not able to hire new players. I mean, BillDC, he never got paid, even though it was promised. He was in our clan for months. Really sad, because also I invited him myself, so I felt personally responsible for that shit. Everything was going to shit. Yeah, I mean, I felt really bad, because it was the inevitable end of something that we built up, and we stayed loyal for so long, and something died inside of me at that time. And I wasn't ready to leave the scene, but I didn't know how to continue, and I think it was at this point that I have 3 brothers. 2 of them are gaming brothers, 1 isn't, the oldest one, Jorrit. It was at that point that he offered me a support, like moral support, which proved to be very valuable for me, because he said, you know, sometimes you're so into something, it looks like it's the only thing, and it looks like it's the best thing. But when you have so much troubles, as I said we had, you will find in time that if you look for something else, it can only be better. It can only be better. And so I finally accepted the possibility, okay, maybe I should find something else. And that meant having to say to my teammates, you know, this isn't working anymore. We all have to find our own way, and if we can, let's stick together. But what team is hiring like 5-6 people? So I trusted in Jorrit, and yeah, I found a new team, which, as he said, was a lot better than what we had. Yeah, sometimes friends are friends just for the occasion. Sometimes they're friends just because at that time you're doing the same thing. And in some cases it's like that. In other cases you find you have a lot more in common, and those people you will keep talking to no matter what you do in your life. Or you know that if you don't talk to them for a very long time, you can meet up sometime again and you'll still connect in a really good way. Fury, I mean, I wish we lived in the same country or something. I still think he's a very good, I consider him a very good friend, and I know that it's mutual. Unfortunately, we don't have much chance to meet up anymore, but if any time I go to Sweden or Netherlands, or he goes to Netherlands, I think we'll have a good connection. Fof, he's still playing, so you know, he's still a very good friend. Again, he's from South Korea, we don't meet up a lot anymore, and there's always, in some part, the language barrier and the culture difference, but he's a good guy, and also I'm friends with him. Zeus, he kind of vanished. Also, I must admit, I never really got over the ESWC thing. And Todd, he's still playing, but also don't talk to him that much. But we have a normal professional relationship. Well, at some point, other teams started realizing that even though I was still in 4Kings, 4Kings was having some troubles, and they, as well as me, could see it coming, so they started throwing their feelers out to see whether I couldn't be persuaded to play for that team. At that time, I wasn't saying anymore over my dead body, so I was more approachable, and I just wanted to see what are the possibilities, because I had been out of the market for a very long time, like, I mean, unavailable for others. QRY Grubby from MIM, he was also speaking Dutch, and I think he was Dutch. He came through Netherlands at that time. We had a meeting, didn't intend to finalize anything, but by the end of the evening I had like a very good feeling. They were giving me like a good feeling of the possibilities that we had. I was again gonna play in a team where pretty much everyone was as good as me or better. For example, Moon was there, Focus and Shy. You know, I was asking, is Moon gonna stay? And they said, well, we're not sure, but pretty much yes. And I think probably he said that because I wanted to hear that too. Art of negotiation. So then later I heard Moon is gonna leave. Then most people probably know what happened. He couldn't leave, so he stayed. I thought it was nice because I got to play in the same team as him, and just, you know, get to observe him, how he prepares, practice, and try to learn from him. So I got to play in a team with like a very strong team, and I think I brought Mim to the first WC3L victory too, together. And that's also because we had a few days of boot camp together. Well, you know, I've had 1 year with MYM under ES Nation, and I have to say it's really unusual for a team to keep all or nearly all of their promises that they make to you. You read every day about teams which get started up, then they fold, or they didn't keep their promise. And I mean, I had it in 4Kings many times, like financial problems, banks not working, that kind of stuff. Meet your makers, they always paid on time,